Almost every time this happens, Cass makes comments about how he's so sweet and that she wishes she had someone like him, and how her ex could never. Will and I usually reassure her and say she'll definitely find someone who will treat her right, but she just looks at him expectantly. Expecting what? I don't know. When he helps with manly stuff like taking out the trash, installing a hook in my room, or moving heavy things, she always makes sure to linger around and comment about how strong he is and how I'm lucky to have such a fit partner. Whenever he visits, we literally can't avoid her. If we go out, Cass will ask to come with us. My roommates and I use an app that tracks our location for safety reasons, and when I go out with Will and don't tell her, she'll usually text me asking where I am, what my plans are, if I want to hang out, etc. We try to stay in my room, but if we go into the kitchen or something, Cass always happens to wander in. We have to lock my bedroom door when we sleep to make sure she doesn't come in. I'm not much of a drinker, but after our midterms, Cass wanted to have a little get-together with just the roommates. It was fun, we drank a little and watched movies. I'm pretty lightweight, so I got soused pretty fast. At some point, I was calling Will, and when Cass found out I was calling him, she was like, "Is that Will?" and kept ripping the phone from my hands very aggressively. She's a lot stronger than I am and really loudly started talking about her intimate life and asking him about his, saying things like, "Make sure you hit it deep." This is pretty in character for Cass, who claims to enjoy making people uncomfortable and makes these kinds of comments for shock value, but I felt like she should have turned it off around my boyfriend. She was only tipsy at this point, not really drunk. Overall, anytime he's nice to her, she'll say things like, "Ha, it's almost like you're my boyfriend," and whenever she refers to him around me, she'll call him our boyfriend as a joke, but I still feel weird about it. Will finds this all very uncomfortable and tries his best to avoid Cass or shut her down when she makes those comments. I'm not sure if I should bring it up with her because, on one hand, I'm very uncomfortable, but on the other hand, I feel like she'll just deny everything or say it's all for jokes and maybe get hostile with me. I was alone with one of my roommates, Jen, and I started to bring up Cass's behavior around Will. I didn't even get a sentence in before Jen stopped me and said, "I know, she's been weird." Apparently, Jen and our fourth roommate, Eva, have discussed this before but weren't sure if I even noticed because I didn't seem to react. Jen is definitely the closest to Cass. We all went to high school together, but I was only really friends with Eva at that time. She said she brought it up privately with Cass after Will's last visit, and Cass just did that thing where she talks and incoherently defends herself. Eva and Jen agreed to step in if things got out of hand with her. Cass was very excited for Will's visit and would say stuff like, "Oh, I can't wait to see him," or "just a few more days." I have a test from 7 to 9 p.m. on his second day here, and apparently, she talked to Jen about picking out a movie for the two of them to watch while I wrote my biochem test. She settled on Sinister, for anyone wondering. Jen said that she was out of line, but again, Cass just incoherently defends herself. Every time she made comments like that, my roommates and I would just silently give her a look and say, "Okay, anyways," and change the subject, which seemed to at least make her self-conscious. Cass was all over him as soon as he got here, pouting and saying, "Where's my hug?" Jen hugged her instead, and we used this time to escape into my room. Day 2 rolls around, and as soon as I'm out of the house, she tries to get Will to watch the movie with her, saying she really wants to watch it but doesn't think she can do it alone. Will politely declines and continues playing video games in my room, and she leaves. Throughout the rest of the visit, I'm firm with her, telling her she can't come on our dates, saying she's being weird when she makes comments about how hot he is or how he's our boyfriend. Will has also done what one commenter suggested and just point blank says that he's my boyfriend and that he'll never be hers. At some point, he's so aggravated he stops talking to her or acknowledging her at all because he was worried he would yell at her. I've never heard him raise his voice before this. As time wore on, I felt like she got increasingly desperate for Will's attention. This is the absolute craziest part. Just now, while I was showering, Cass went into my room where Will was in her bathrobe, saying she knows he's playing hard to get but that he can't resist her. Barf. Will started yelling at her to get the heck out, which alerted myself and my roommates. Eva and Jen dragged a tearful Cass out of my room. She even called me a skinny B-word on her way out. I think they're going to drop her off at a friend's house tonight. I'm just effing floored. I really did not expect her to go nuclear like this, but goddamn.